Hey everyone, this is Stefan from Project Life Mastery. Happy New Year. It is now 2018 and I want to thank you guys for joining me today on this live stream. Today I'm going to share with you guys my 2017 year in review. And this is a ritual that I've done every single year now for the last maybe 6 or 7 years, where I really want to make sure that I take the time to reflect on the previous year. You know, before you even decide to set your goals for 2018 and beyond, you really got to make sure that you reflect on the previous year. You've got to debrief it. You've got to look at all of the successes, all the wins, all the magic moments, and fill yourself up with that, because by doing that, that gives you more confidence, it gives you more momentum to move forward with your goals for 2018. And then another piece of that as well is making sure that you reflect on the failures, the challenges, the struggles, the stresses that you might have had. You know, there's so much value from that, and if you don't learn from that, then who's to say that you're not going to just repeat the same mistakes, the same challenges moving forward in 2018 and beyond. So we really want to make sure that we extract that as much as we can and really ask ourselves, what did we learn? What are the biggest lessons? What are the biggest gifts? How can we use maybe the challenges or the struggles so that we can learn from that and benefit from that in 2018 and beyond? So this is the process that I do. I've got a blog post that's going to go along with this video as well. It's already typed out and ready. If you go to projectlifemastery.com, you'll be able to see everything that I'm going to share with you guys in today's video. Go to the blog section there. I've also got links in the description of this video as well. But if you head on over there, you'll find the blog post that I have on my year in review. And on that blog post, I've got everything broken down. Successes, failures, challenges, lessons learned, and I'm going to go over that with you guys in today's video. Now, if you're live right now, leave a message here in the chat. I'd love to know who's joining in today. I'd love to hear if you guys already have your goals set for this year. I'm still in the process of setting mine and really finalizing them and committing to them for this year. That's a ritual that I also do every year as well, so I'm excited to share that with you guys pretty soon, as well as my monthly goals report, so that I can update you guys and update myself to make sure that I'm on track to achieve the goals that I set. If you're inside the Life Mastery Accelerator, or if you're not, you should be, because we did a really in-depth goal setting workshop in there. If you want to know my exact in-depth goal setting process I've never shared anywhere else to that level of depth, then join the Life Mastery Accelerator. That will help set up your entire year. It will also help you debrief the previous year as well. And that's something I want to mention, because it is 2018, guys. We got to make sure that we set the bar high, the standards high. We want to make sure that we have goals set for each aspect of our life, the Life Mastery Blueprint, so that you can make 2018 your best year yet. All right, let's see who's joining in today. I got my computer here. I can see people joining in from all over. We got Nicola from Serbia. We got Aryan from India, Paul from Kelowna. We got Brian from Ontario. I see Northwest Arkansas, Indonesia, Bosnia, Philippines. Awesome, guys. We got people from all over the world. Welcome, everyone. California, Algeria, Africa, Montreal. Cool, guys. Welcome. Excited for you guys to be here. Excited to share this with you guys. And if you guys stick around, then I'll also dive into some of the questions that you guys might have for me as well. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to first go through the year in review. Okay, and again, I recommend that you guys do a process like this for yourself as well. It's so invaluable. I've learned so much from 2017 that I want to share with you guys, and some of the successes and challenges and everything too. And you know, the whole purpose of this, you know, when I share this, is not for me to brag or try to impress you or anything like that. It's for me to be transparent about this. So I'm going to share with you guys some of my successes, some of my wins. It might seem like I'm coming across bragging, but you know what? Oftentimes we're afraid to toot our own horn. We're afraid to acknowledge ourselves, to celebrate it. And what you got to understand is that whatever gets rewarded gets repeated. It gets reinforced. And so if you don't ever, you know, I'm a fan of being humble and whatnot, but if you don't really take in and pat yourself on the back and acknowledge and celebrate wins and successes, then you're not going to be able to create more of that in your life. it starts with reinforcing and taking it all in. So I'm gonna do that today. I'm gonna celebrate the year with you guys. Some people don't like that because that makes them feel insecure. It makes them feel jealous. It can, someone else's successes can shine a spotlight on other people's missed opportunities and failures. So if you're the jealous type, envious type, this is probably not the stream for you. But I will also share the challenges, the struggles, the failures, because failure goes with success. You can't just have success, because failure is a big part of that. If you don't fail, if you don't make mistakes, then you're not trying hard enough. You're not going for it 100%. So I welcome that. In fact, I don't really even view it as failure, as you guys know. I don't really I don't view failure as a negative thing. Failure is an asset. It's a gift. It's all your perception of that. Because I wouldn't be who I am today. I wouldn't have achieved what I've achieved today if it wasn't for the failures. So I'm going to share that with you guys too, as well as the lessons that I've learned, some of the top ones. And I will mention this is, there's actually more to this. And I don't know if I'll go through everything here with you guys in this video, because it might get a little bit long, but I'll especially go over the main things that I want to share with you guys. And hopefully you guys can learn from my successes, my failures, my lessons learned. And I'd even love for you guys to leave a message in the chat or leave a comment, because it's so valuable if you guys can share yours, share your biggest lessons learned, and I can learn from you, we can learn from each other, everyone else can learn from one another. That's incredibly valuable. That's the empowering ecosystem that you want to have. So let me dive into it, guys. And again, you can follow along with the blog post that I've linked here in the description, but I'm going to dive into successes, accomplishments, and celebrations. First, I've got health and fitness. Okay, I'm going to try to go through each area of the Life Mastery Blueprint, but I've just kind of broken it down different categories for you guys. So some of the successes, some of the wins, was I really spent a lot of time in 2017 getting tested. I'm a big fan of that. I'm not a fan of just kind of blind, going about your health and fitness blindly. I want to know what's going on in my body. I want to know, if there's any deficiencies, if there's any challenges that I need to then make sure that I can take the appropriate supplements, that I can, really tailor and optimize my health so that I can be the best that I can be. So I got a lot of testing done that includes a heavy metals test, and thankfully through that I discovered that I have high levels of mercury and lead in my body, and I've started the detox process last year as well, and I made a lot of great progress towards that I'm really proud of. I did a Wellness FX blood test. That's basically you go to a lab in the US and they send the blood to Wellness FX, and then Wellness FX, they basically make all the results available on their website. So that was incredibly valuable for me, because I got to see, I did a pretty in-depth advanced blood work done, so I could see exactly what's going on with my hormones, with the enzymes in my body, and the vitamins and the minerals, and just kind of looking at everything from the blood, what they can tell you about your health. And by the way, some of the things I might mention for you guys, I'll link. They're all linked in the blog post. Okay, so make sure you go to projectlifemastery.com and then to the blog, and then you'll find the blog post there, and it's got everything I'm mentioning linked. So if you're asking questions about what I'm talking about, and if I mention something specific, it's all on the blog for you guys. I did 3 DEXA bone density scans. That's where they scan your body. They can tell you your bone density, your body fat, your muscle mass, each proportion of where that is on your body. I did 3 of those. My goal was 4 for the year, so I came up short with that as a goal. Okay, so that is something that I wasn't able to be as consistent as I'd like with, but overall I'm pretty happy with that. With traveling and whatnot, it was a little bit challenging too, but 3 times was more than enough for me. I did a Dutch advanced hormone test. I did a food sensitivity and allergy test. I hired 2 personal trainers. I hired one in Vancouver that I've been working with now for the last few months. I've also hired one in California and Los Angeles. So some of you guys know I've been transitioning to spending a lot more time in LA and California. So I've been kind of setting up my lifestyle there too. And so making sure I've got my personal trainer there, I've got personal assistant there, everything that I need so that I can kind of have a lifestyle here in Vancouver, Canada, as well as in Los Angeles. I completed Tough Mudder in Whistler with my girlfriend, Tatiana. So that's the 2nd time that I've now done that. That was a lot of fun. It was a cold day, but it was definitely an enjoyable one. I ate clean and healthy for about 5 to 6 days a week, I would say. I'm by no means perfect with my dieting and whatnot. I usually have a day where I'll have a cheat meal or whatever it might be, but 5 to 6 days, I'm pretty happy with that. Worked out consistently at least 4 to 5 days per week. Sometimes it was every day. Other times I'd say it's maybe 4 days a week. So on average, I say 4 to 5. Consistently consumed a lot of juices. Actually, some that I have right here that I was gonna take. So I have these cold pressed organic raw juices that I've been consistently having, as well as wheatgrass shots, ginger shots. For example, this has like cayenne, olive, oregano, lemon, ginger. So really amazing for your health, for your immune system. I've been pretty consistent investing a lot into my health and just my overall well-being, because for me, that's everything. That's the foundation of everything else that you want to achieve in your life, is your health and your body. If you don't master that, you're not going to be able to be around to be able to achieve your goals. You're not going to have the energy to be able to achieve what you really want to achieve. Just getting sick is costly. Getting sick can cost you a lot of money, a lot of time. It can set you back in a lot of areas of your life. So for me, that's just not an option. I got to make sure that I do the best that I can to really master my health. I also invested in the Joovv red light therapy. So that's something that has been added to my morning ritual. If you've watched my latest morning ritual video, you'll see a little bit about that. But the Joovv, I spend 5 minutes a day. Really amazing for the skin. Helps with red light therapy. Helps your skin release collagen and create collagen. It's also great for your hormones like testosterone, muscle recovery. So that's been a really worthwhile investment that I've been using a lot. Consistently using my Lifespan treadmill desk, which actually I'm on right now, but I'm actually not walking on it. I should. Okay, I'm gonna turn this sucker on. All right. So now I'm actually using my treadmill desk, but I've been using this quite a bit. I bought it the year before, but it has been a life changer for me. By the way, I've done some videos and blog posts that go more into some of these things, like the Wellness FX blood test, the treadmill desk. Those are things you guys can find on my YouTube channel, and inside the blog post I've already linked to those for you guys to check out as well. Consistently using my PEMF mat. PEMF is pulsed electromagnetic frequencies or field. It's a mat that I lie on that's amazing for your energy, for better quality sleep. It's amazing, just kind of help the blood flow in your red blood cells, get more oxygen and flow more through the body, helps your body get rid of weaker cells so they can replace it with stronger cells. So I've been fairly consistent with that when I've been here in Vancouver. I invested in the Oura ring, which is this ring right here. This is the ring that I've used for the last year or so to track my sleep, the deep sleep, because I've got really into biohacking my sleep. Also tracks my activity, my heart rate, my body temperature. A lot of great benefits to it. I also invested in and started using the ChiliPad. ChiliPad is basically, it regulates the temperature of your mattress when you're sleeping, because when you sleep, in order to have the best quality deep sleep, you want to make sure that your temperature is in a certain range. You're not too hot, you're not too cold. And you can actually adjust the temperature on each side of the mattress, the bed, in case you have a partner that you sleep with. Oftentimes women have to be a bit of a different temperature than men. So really fascinating, getting really into that. And those are some great things that have really improved my health and my fitness. I also invested and started using the Earth Pulse PEMF, which is basically these magnets that go underneath my bed that also help emit pulsed electromagnetic frequencies so I can have a better quality, deeper sleep. So that's been awesome too. Continue to invest in my health through highest quality supplements, the highest quality foods, organic, really trying to make sure that I take care of my vessel, my gift, my temple here. Consistently been having meals delivered, prepared twice a week. It's different companies that I use for that. Did quite a bit of yoga classes. I did some Muay Thai kickboxing classes and hiking and just different activities like that, just to be active and to stay fit too. So those are things I want to celebrate. I did several colon hydrotherapy sessions. I use my rebounder almost daily as well as part of my morning routine and throughout the day. I did several cryotherapy sessions. I did several vitamin IV therapy drips. That's where they have an IV and they drip vitamins to your body, and it has the best possible absorption because it doesn't have to go through the digestive system, goes right into the blood. Also just did a lot of just massage, body work. One of my goals was to get a massage, or sorry, 2 massages a month for the year. And unfortunately, I didn't achieve that goal either. So that was one that, some months I did 1 massage, other months I did, 2 or 3 or 4 massages in that month, but I wasn't as consistent as I would like to with that. I found that when I would travel at times, I got off track, or I just didn't schedule that and make it important enough. And those are some of the things I'll mention to you guys when I get to the failures, the challenges, and the lessons learned. But for now, I just want to share with you guys what I did do and some of the biggest successes and accomplishments. Okay, let me dive into money and investing. So I had quite a few goals in this area. And I will mention too, a lot of the goals that I set on my blog and YouTube channel that I publicly share, that's not the full picture of everything, because those are just the goals that I just publicly share to be accountable to share with you guys. But I also have a lot of goals that are private, and a lot of goals that, to be honest with you, it would just take too long to do the goals reports to be able to share everything with you. In fact, even just for 2018 alone, I have over 40 or 41 business goals. So, I don't really need to go into all that. That's more for me and my team and whatnot, but and the same is kind of said with a lot of these other goals that I have too. So let me dive into money and investing. In terms of financial, 2017 was the biggest and best year for me financially. I made more money than I've ever made in my life, which is fantastic. The total amount of revenue and sales for my businesses and for my investments too, because I calculated just everything all together, is $3.4 million. 3.4 million, which blows me away, because my goal was 2 million, which I came $40,000 short of back in 2016. And it was just such a huge month with different promotions that we had, different affiliate marketing, some of my own launches and things that I did as well. And especially December was a huge month. And I will mention that's in Canadian dollars. Okay, so I live in Canada, so that's in Canadian dollars, so it's less in US dollars. And then also I will mention that my accountant always does the bookkeeping and just kind of goes over all the numbers. So that's an approximate, but it's an approximate of a couple of $1,000s sort of thing. So happy about that, super excited. One thing I've often shared is that the amount of money that you make, the most thing that I'm most proud of and excited when I see that I've made a significant amount of money is more so not the money itself, but it's the value that I've added. Because in order for you to make money, you have to provide value. You have to add value in some way. If I didn't add value, I wouldn't be able to receive and be rewarded with the financial means. So that's the mindset, guys. I come across a lot of people all the time. They say, Stefan, I'm not making any money in my life. I started an online business. I'm not making any money. And I say, well, you're focusing on the money. You're not focusing on the value that you're adding. Because are you actually worthy and deserving of receiving a significant amount of money? That's going to be based on the value that you add. So my question for you is, how many people are you helping? How many people are you actually helping them transform their life and create success? How many people are you changing their lives? How many people are writing to you, thanking you about your product, your service, leaving positive reviews, and building that long-term relationship? Because the success that I have today is the result of 6 years now of consistently adding value, hundreds of videos and content and courses and programs and products and services that I just consistently add value, and I build a relationship. And of course, those you can't that speaks for itself. It's not what I say, it's how my actions speak much louder than the words. And so you can see the value that I give, the difference that I make, and that's what I'm proud of, because I know that I'm doing the right things. I'm on the right track. That report card from my efforts, is an A+ because of the value that I'm adding. So really proud of that, super excited for it. I invested over $2 million in stocks, 2 million Canadian, into stocks, bonds, ETFs, REITs, which are real estate investment trusts, as well as digital currencies. So I got more active into cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin and Ethereum, Litecoin, different altcoins as well. I grew my holding company assets and investment portfolio, to over 3.2 million Canadian. So I'm excited about that. That's not the whole picture of my net worth, because I also have a real estate property and I also have my personal investments, not just my holding company. But excited about that because I've been making smart decisions with my money. I don't just waste it away and spend it on different things. I do enjoy my lifestyle, but I'm thinking again ahead for the future. I'm thinking of where I want to be, the ultimate goal. I'm thinking about, what, if I'm smart with the money that I make now, I can set up my life, my girlfriend's life, my family's life, my kids' life, and then, I can make a huge difference in the world well beyond what I could ever do right now by being smart with the money. As Andrew Carnegie once said, who was the richest man in the world at one point, I'm going to spend the first half of my life becoming extremely wealthy, making as much money as I can, and then I'm going to spend the second half of my life giving it all away. I love that mindset. I received over $85,000 just in dividends from the stocks that I've invested in. So I love that. That's just pure passive income from different stocks and investments that I have. Most of those are on a DRIP, which stands for a dividend reinvestment plan. So the dividends just go to buy more shares of the stocks. Fairly active in trading and investing in 2017, but I do hold a lot of cash. And the reason was in 2017, I was waiting for a correction, which never happened. So usually there's a correction every year in the market. Didn't happen because when Donald Trump took office in the US, the stock market's just been going up like that, the economy. So I did invest quite a bit though, so I'm still happy about that, just being more active and really expanding my knowledge and my experience around investing. I think sometimes I have a plan when it comes to investing, but sometimes I'm a little bit careless with that. And that will go more into maybe challenges, but I've definitely gained a lot of valuable experience, which I'm really proud of. And I also benefit massively just from foreign exchange trading too, from Canadian to US dollars. I hold quite a bit of US dollars too, but I also hold most of my wealth and my finances in the Canadian currency. So I feel like that I've utilized foreign exchange really well, and yeah, just kind of holding different currencies. Okay, now I'm going to dive into business, some of the business goals and successes and wins that I've achieved. So in 2017, I published 198 videos on YouTube. Awesome. That's actually too short from 200, which was the goal. Although I'm not complaining about that. 198 is great. We did 200 the year before. The goal was 200, and I could have achieved that, but I didn't want to just kind of throw out a video that's low quality, that's not really going to benefit you guys, just for the sake of achieving that goal. I want to make sure that the quality of my videos is good, that every video I put out can add value to people's lives and really make a difference, and that you guys can benefit and enjoy. Published over 150 episodes on the Project Life Mastery podcast. Published 243 blog posts on the projectlifemastery.com blog and website. The YouTube channel got over 12 million views, 12,658,000 views, which was over a million views per month, which was a goal that I set that we've achieved. So really excited about that. These numbers blow me away because it's hard to kind of like compute them in your brain, but over 99 million plus minutes of watch time. And we gained over 256,000 subscribers on the Project Life Mastery YouTube channel, which also is awesome. I did more in this last year of growth of my business in terms of YouTube and followers and whatnot, more than the 5 years before that. So that's pretty exciting. The website got 2.1 million unique visitors, over 3.6 million page views. The podcast got over 600,000 listens for the Project Life Mastery podcast. I grew my active email subscriber list to over 178,000 total. Reached 59,600 plus followers on Instagram. I'm not going to go through all the follower stuff. That's all in the blog post for you guys to check out if you want. But definitely grew a lot in terms of the following, my reach, my impact, which I'm really proud of, really excited for. I hosted the Online Business Mastery Mastermind event in Vancouver. So we had a group of people that came and I worked with them personally to build their online businesses, which has been a lot of fun. I hosted the Life Mastery Transformation Seminar, the first one ever, which also was a lot of fun. It was an intimate group here in my apartment where we hosted a seminar to help people really master and improve every aspect of their life. So I also created my live monthly mentoring program. So I created the Life Mastery Accelerator, which has been amazing because I love it because every month I can go deeper in different areas of life and different strategies and concepts that I don't really share on YouTube or anywhere else. I find there's certain things on YouTube I have to be more general with that can kind of appeal to more people, and I find that I can't really go that in depth or that advanced on certain subjects just because certain things I might want to share, it's just not going to get as much engagement or as much views on YouTube versus inside the Life Mastery Accelerator, I've been able to go into things that I've really wanted to share for quite a long time and go deep in certain aspects of life with as well. And that's been a lot of fun, helped a lot of people through that program, and also merged that with my teen mentoring program too. So I've been able to also serve a lot of teenagers, 18 years old and younger, to help be a role model and mentor in their life as well. And then also for the Online Business Mastery Accelerator too. I wanted a place to share every month the latest of what I'm learning, the latest, the most cutting edge concepts and strategies for I'm doing to build Project Life Mastery in my businesses. So that's been a lot of fun too, to share that inside the Online Business Mastery Accelerator. We also consistently hosted a monthly Student of the Month contest. We do that every month inside my Key Money Mastery Full Disclosure Facebook group and program, my Online Business Mastery Accelerator Facebook group, and the Life Mastery Accelerator Facebook group. So we give away every single month anywhere from $37 to $100 for the most active, the most engaged member that we just want to reward our community for. So that was a lot of fun. Gave away thousands of dollars in prizes last year. Did coaching and consulting for a few key clients. So there's a few key clients that I've been working with, which has been a lot of fun and just really helping them build those results in their life and their business. And also building friendship with them too. And I don't do much coaching anymore. I just don't have as much time for it. But there's a few that I've kind of built a good bond and connection and friendship with, which has been a very enjoyable relationship for me too. I created and launched Mastery Apparel. MasteryApparel.com has different clothing items and different items that are available there. And we actually decided this year to give 100% of the profit to charity. So 100% of any profits that we make from that is going towards building houses and schools in Ethiopia, Kenya, Africa, Latin America, and different places like that too. So really excited about that. We launched the new ProjectLifeMastery.com website, which was a huge project. Really excited, happy that that is finally up there and live. And I've been fairly active. We're still making improvements on it, making it better and better. It's still not done by any means, but really happy that it's now out there. I did a fairly in-depth and advanced training inside the Online Business Mastery Accelerator a few days ago that goes really in-depth into the whole process of how we created ProjectLifeMastery.com, finding the designer, the developer, designing all the project details of that, kind of covering the design, the marketing, search engine optimization of a website. So if you have an online business, if you have a website, or if you want to create a website, that training inside the Online Business Mastery Accelerator is basically what I've learned over the last 10 years, and also working with designers, developers, getting SEO hiring SEO consultants and audits and whatnot. So there's a lot of value in there that I've shared if you want to know more about that. Okay, there's a lot here, so I'm gonna go through this a bit quicker and just kind of share with you guys some of the highlights. Just constantly improving my courses, my trainings. We created the Mastery Mentality training video, added that to all my courses. Inside Morning Ritual Mastery, made it improvements, wrote the 67 Morning Rituals ebook, which is a bonus for all members of Morning Ritual Mastery. Created the 21 Morning Ritual cheat sheet, which is free. If you go to ProjectLifeMastery.com, you scroll down to the bottom, you guys can get the 21 Morning Ritual cheat sheet, which I think you guys will really benefit from for your morning rituals. Massively improved affiliate marketing mastery, creating a lot of bonuses, templates, WordPress theme bonus, many others. Partnered with a lot of amazing companies, partnered with promoting and sharing their products to you guys, to my audience, things that I'm really passionate about, things that can really make a difference and benefit you guys. created many systems in my business, many things that you guys don't see. They're just private. Me and my team working on the infrastructure, the foundation of my business, so that it can really grow. And investing in my team, training them. There's a lot of work that I've done there that's just kind of, you guys don't see that stuff, but I'm really proud of it because I really learned more about running and operating a business and creating a team culture and things that have really served my business and will help us moving forward in a big way. Okay, guys, let me see if there's anything else that's important here to share. Overall, business was good. Business, a lot of awesome things. I mean, I spoke at the Amazing Seller Summit in Las Vegas to 2,000 people. I spoke at BCIT, which is a university here in Vancouver, the British Columbia Institute of Technology, to the marketing class. Invested in better camera equipment and learning more about that. So certain things I'm really proud of that I've been able to achieve and focus on to grow Project Life Mastery in my businesses. Okay, now I'm going to go into self-development, lifestyle, and relationships. And I see you guys, if you're live right now, I'm just going through, if you're just joining in, I'm going through successes, wins, accomplishments, all the things to kind of remember and debrief on the previous year. And then I'm going to go through my challenges, struggles, and lessons learned with you guys. And then I'm going to dive into Q&A if you guys stick around for that as well, okay? All right. So completed the 100-day challenge, which by the way is live right now. So if you guys are interested in the 100-day challenge, highly recommend it. I do it every year, done it every year for the last 7 years now, I think. And it's been just a great motivator. It gives me a huge boost and helps to make sure that I'm consistent over 100 days. So you guys can check out that. 30-day morning ritual challenge as well. I do that every year. 30-day complaint-free challenge. I achieved that. There's a great book called The Complaint-Free Revolution. If you find yourself complaining a lot or being a negative person, then this is a book that can really serve you. Went to Date with Destiny Leadership in Gold Coast, Australia. So I was on the leadership team for the Tony Robbins Date with Destiny seminar, attended the Traffic and Conversion Summit in San Diego, High Performance Academy in San Diego. Tatiana and I went to a 3-day Tantra workshop, went to the National Achievers Congress in Seattle, the Amazing Seller Summit in Las Vegas, the Real Talk Summit in Vancouver, traveled to Australia, Sydney, Melbourne, Gold Coast, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Muscat, Addis Ababa, and other cities in Ethiopia, traveled to Miami, Huntington Beach in Orange County, Los Angeles for over 2 months. Hosted a lot of awesome parties and events and, hosted things where I had friends over watching UFC or playing poker or just different activities like that just to bond and connect more with my friends. I meditated more than I ever had in my life, which is a lot of fun. I invested in the Muse. Muse is something, again, I linked to this on the blog, in this blog post, but Muse is a great meditation device that helps to measure your brain waves and see how active your brain is. And when you meditate, it syncs with an app so that you can be more in a calm state. So I'll explain that more on the website. I might do a video on it in the future. But I also invested a lot of neurofeedback sessions. I went to a place in Vancouver called the Swingle Clinic. They do a brain map. They can see how your brain's operating. You can optimize your different brain waves and your focus, your motivation, getting rid of anxiety, helping you have a more calm, less busy brain. I went to church more than I ever had in my life as well. I wasn't able to be as consistent as I would like that I set in my goals, so I didn't fully achieve that, but I definitely invested a lot more time than I ever have in my spirituality, my learning more about Christianity, the Bible, and just connecting to my Creator, connecting with God. So really proud of that too. I read over 18 books in 2017. They are all linked in the blog post too. I'm not going to go through all the books, but over 18 books. I was too short on the goal that I had for the year, but I'm definitely happy with the amount of books that I read and what I've learned from them. Listened, watched, hundreds of videos, audios, podcasts, training programs, seminars, consistently with my relationship journal with Tatiana. And just did a lot of fun activities, a lot of fun things that, throughout the year that, are certain moments that I'll never forget. For me, that's really what life's about. It's about certain moments And oftentimes you don't remember those days where, you know, you just watched a movie or you watched TV aimlessly. At certain moments where you did something different, you know, you traveled, or you did something romantic with your partner, or you went on a fun adventure. Those are the things I think life is really about, that I try to cherish and I try to create more of in my life. Now I'll go through some contribution goals. Donated over $50,000 to an organization called Imagine One Day, which merged with we.org. So that's been a big part of my mission, as you guys know, building schools, building houses. That $50,000 is going to go towards building a school that has several classrooms in Ethiopia and also one in Kenya. So I'm really proud of that, just expanding my impact, expanding that impact and making a difference and helping kids that are lacking the means of education, learning how to read, how to write, learning English, that's something that I'm really passionate about, that I want to continue more of in 2018. But so excited, so proud of the difference that we made. I also raised over $3,000 and personally matched it with another $3,000, so $6,000 total, to give to worldhousing.org. World Housing is basically for building houses that I've also been pretty passionate about. I've built some in Nicaragua and El Salvador and different places like that. Actively loan money to those in need using Kiva. I love Kiva, kiva.org, Kiva.org, because you can loan money to people in need and they actually pay you back too. So I can invest in people and help and support them in those ways too. I traveled to Ethiopia to volunteer and for the inauguration of a school that I helped fund back in 2016, so that was pretty powerful. I hosted a few teen mentoring programs, and I eventually merged the teen mentoring program with the Life Mastery Accelerator. So if you're a teenager who's 18 years old and younger, then you can get access to the Life Mastery Accelerator for free. All you have to do is just go to projectlifemastery.com/teen mentoring, and then you can find the details for that there. It's funny, I contribute a lot, I feel, in terms of my business and just free content that I put out, but it's got a bit of a different feeling, I find, to contributing to those in other parts of the world, that, because I feel that, if you're watching this video right now, if you've got a smartphone, if you've got a computer, you've got an internet connection, your life, even though, yeah, there might be challenges and problems and things like that you're facing with financially, health, whatever it is, but compared to other people that I've seen in the world, that I've gone to these countries and they hardly even have a roof over their head. Any technology is just out of the question. They have to go to a well 3 times a day to get water, and most of their day is just food and water and just survival-based stuff. It's a different feeling, looking at the difference that I make there. I'm really proud of that in many ways, sometimes more than the free content and things that I put out, because those are things that benefit me. They benefit me in the end, because it can lead to customers and new business opportunities and things like that too. So I like having the contributions that I make that I don't really get any direct benefit from. I mean, yeah, I get some joy and happiness and fulfillment from it, but it's just purely, just giving, serving, without them being able to really give back to me in any way. So really proud of those differences that I made throughout the year. Of course, supporting my team, my family, investing in my team, giving them bonuses, loving more, judging less, supporting others, all things I'm really excited and really proud of. Okay, so let me dive now to challenges, struggles, and failures. And again, if you guys want to read more about successes and all that, the details of that, that's at the projectlifemastery.com blog post. And as I said, I don't really believe in the concept of failure. I think failure is actually a great thing. Failure goes along with success. You need to fail, you need to make mistakes. That's how you learn, that's how you grow. That's what's made me who I am today. So I welcome that. Most people shy away from it, they avoid it. I say, let's bring it on. I dive right into that, because I know that on the other side of that is the success and the life that I want. So I'm willing to endure that. And so some of the biggest challenges I have that I faced throughout 2017, I think, it's kind of been a bit of an ongoing challenge, is the amount of travel that I do every year. I love it, it's amazing. I get to really live my life and have that freedom, but there's also challenges that come along with that. And the challenges that I had is, because I traveled so much, it really kind of shook up my life in a lot of different ways. My routines, my rituals, some of the habits that I also had goals for, and some of the things I actually had to kind of rearrange certain goals, or even not achieve certain goals because it was in conflict with some travel plans that I had. So I learned, I have to really make sure that I'm more realistic and I get a better grasp of when I set my goals, that I really take into that consideration the amount of travel that I'm going to do and how that's going to affect things, and yeah, just trying to make sure that I'm more strategic about my year and my traveling, because there was times where I was traveling but I had this big project at the same time, and it was actually very challenging at times. In fact, when I was in Ethiopia, I had like no internet connection. I was able to use my phone and my data on my phone because I had to do some important business stuff too at certain points of that trip. And it was challenging. It was actually very expensive to have to use data to be able to, work on certain aspects of my business that was also important too. So that's kind of a bit of a conflict that I've been able to do and deal with. But I feel like if I plan more and better throughout the year with that, then I can, I can help resolve any conflict or challenges I might have in that. Also, really, a lot of projects got delayed. And one thing I've learned is that you almost have to expect delays. If you're working with Amazon or suppliers or a web designer, you might have a certain idea. You're speculating on how much time that's going to take. But for me, a lot of these projects end up taking way longer than what I expected. And when things get longer, I plan things throughout the year, but it really affected a lot of things with myself, my team, because we're trying to move on to the next project, but this project's not done yet. And so I think the key for that for me is anticipation. I have to anticipate and prepare more, prepare for those delays. They will happen. There will be things that happen, especially when you have a team, you're working with other people, things that are outside your control. So plan and prepare for that the best way that you can. Another challenge for me, I would say, is overworking. I love my business, I love what I do, and I'm so excited to spend time in it, but at the same time, I have to learn how to strategically rest, take breaks, because otherwise you'll burn out, and I'm kind of creating a new system for 2018 that I think will help me with this a lot more. But there were certain times where I just kept going, and I'm not resting and not sleeping, I'm not recovering. I just love what I'm doing. I'm traveling, I'm just doing all these crazy things, and sure enough, it can backfire, and you get a little too overwhelmed. You commit to maybe too many things at once, and it creates a little bit of stress for you. So being more strategic, learning how to say no a lot more, especially to certain opportunities, things that come up. Learning how to say no, people that don't want my time and make certain demands on me. Prioritizing myself, my happiness first, because by doing so, I'll be able to be in a better place to be able to make a difference and connect with people too. But also, really reserving my time that I do have available for my friends, my family members, my girlfriend, dedicating that to them first before I give that time to strangers that I don't know or haven't met, So I want to invest more into that. Training and developing my team. This was something I invested a lot in 2017, and just really realizing that was a big thing for me. And it was a bit of a challenge too, because there are some times when I've built my team, there's mistakes that are getting made, things are happening a bit outside my control, and I want to empower them to make mistakes, and I got to make sure that I have that patience. I'm willing to work with them and just make sure that I'm looking at the long road ahead, and understanding that I want them to fail. I want my team to make mistakes, even though it might cost me money or affect my business in some way. That's the only way they're really going to learn the most. So empowering that, changing my mindset around that. I think also not having enough employees. My business grew so much, and the challenge is when your business is growing so much and you don't have the foundation, the infrastructure for it, that's when things get a little bit complex. They get stressed. People are wearing too many hats in the business, and things aren't getting done properly, and mistakes are getting made. So I need to hire more. I need to invest more into hiring talented A players in my business that will help make a difference for us to be able to handle the growth that we've already had, but also the future growth that is yet to come. Having a few too many cheat meals. I'm a very healthy person, very active and whatnot. and eat fairly clean. But there were some times where I just went a little bit too overboard, I feel. Times where I wasn't as disciplined as I would like, and that's something I need to tighten up a little bit more in moving forward. I think also being too much of a perfectionist and not relinquishing control over certain aspects of my business. So there's some parts of my business, again, I need to trust certain people on the team and relinquish that control, and not always having things I have such high standards, which is good, but it can also be a challenge because sometimes that standard is so high that it's unrealistic for other people to be able to live up to that too. So changing my mindset around that. Also getting back to people more regularly. At times, I'm just with travel and a busy schedule, I get late responding to people, and even sometimes forget responding to people, which is not good. I got to make sure that I fix that. Dealing with receiving hundreds of emails and messages every day. That's obviously, as I've grown, it's always kind of been a challenge, but it just gets more challenging year after year, because when you get, the position that I'm in now, I just get so many emails, messages, comments every single day. There's no possible way that I can get back to everyone or respond. So, understanding that's okay. I'll do the best that I can, but as I continue to grow, I need to have more systems in place, support, of course, but it's just learning how to deal with the overwhelm of that. I think that's something that I need to continue to improve, and not trying to please everybody, because sometimes it's like, oh, I want to respond, I want to help this person, that person, but there's just not enough time in the day to help everyone personally. So if I'm more strategic and I create videos and content, I can help more people rather than trying to overwhelm, trying to please everybody. Then it's just not realistic for me to be able to do that. So different mindset, continue to work on that. There's a few more things here, but I'm going to kind of jump into the top lessons learned and breakthroughs. But overall, a lot of great challenges. I love challenges because that's what makes me grow. So I think, again, it's important, guys, to have that awareness, to reflect on years so that you can actually look at what were those challenges that you don't want to repeat moving forward. And if you can learn from them, you can make sure that you're not going to continue that moving forward. Because if you don't, then you're going to continue having those challenges and those problems in your life. So I feel like I've gotten a good grasp of the challenges that I've been going through and different solutions for that, so that 2018 could be a much better year. So top lessons learned and breakthroughs, some I've already mentioned, but finding and hiring more A players in my business is a great book that I read called Top Grading, which is like the Bible of hiring in businesses. And I learned a lot from that, and just learning more. I don't consider myself a great manager, but I've had to take more on that role. And I decided this last year, I've got to master that. I've got to learn this. I've got to learn how to find and recruit and train and develop these A players, because by doing so, I'll be able to grow my business and create more freedom in my life and be able to achieve my mission. So realizing that, those lessons and what I've learned from that book was incredibly valuable. Focus more on the why and the purpose for achieving a goal, as this will lead to the how. So again, the why, the purpose is more important than the how. If you want it bad enough, you will find the way or make the way. Also learning that work and business, or even your career, can be a bit of a black hole at times. You can get very consumed by it very easily, where you just get caught up in different demands that are being made upon you, or different projects or opportunities, and you just want to dive more into that and say yes to things. But oftentimes that can be a bit of a black hole, because it consumes you so much that you can kind of get lost, and you kind of forget to focus on other areas of your life and really prioritizing other areas of your life too. So for me, that kind of comes down to saying no more and committing to a lot less things, and being very strategic about how I invest and how I use my time. And just constantly rebalancing, constant rebalance. Set up systems for recovery and rest. So one thing I'm gonna do is every week, make sure I have that one day off. I call it my self-love Sunday, where I just take the day off and I just do whatever I want. And then having every 3 months, 1 week off. So every 3 months, 1 week, go on a trip, relax, and really trying to eliminate technology, eliminate computers, phones, because I spend so much of my time, and I'm sure you guys do as well, so much of your life in front of a computer, in front of a screen, and it's really good just to get away from that every 3 months and just, give your brain a break and kind of cleanse yourself from that and detox it, and just be able to, when you get back into it, you'll have so much more energy. So sometimes it's counterintuitive to do that, but I believe that's going to help make a big difference moving forward. Setting up quarterly meetings, performance reviews with the team, so that's been a game changer. Hiring more specialists, more consultants, leveraging their expertise and skill sets to grow faster. So I go to a lot of seminars, a lot of events, read a lot of books, of course, all those different training programs, but I want to hire more specialists in my business, more consultants on whatever it might be. We hired last year for search engine optimization. It might be hiring someone for YouTube. It might be hiring someone for Instagram or whatever it might be, but someone who's a master, a specialist in that one area that gives us their strategies, works with us to implement that, to grow that aspect of the business. But the same thing goes for every area of my life, relationship specialists, personal trainers that I've hired, naturopaths, nutritionists, people that I can build a team around myself that can support me achieving my goals and achieving my mission. Let's see. Constantly simplifying, reprioritizing things, being adaptable, flexible, to be able to focus on what will bring the biggest returns. So sometimes I might, do things that I'm thinking about, why am I doing this? This isn't the highest priority thing. So always reprioritizing, always looking at, okay, out of everything I'm doing right now, is this the most important thing that I should be doing? And as long as I'm more consistent with the most important priority and I reprioritize that, then that's going to lead to bigger results as well, rather than just wasting time on things that aren't that important. Other lessons learned: to spend more time in a state of abundance, give more, share more, focus on serving others even more, staying consistent with testing and measuring in all aspects of my life. Utilize my personal assistant, Dorina, a lot more. She is a blessing. She helped me out a lot this last year, and I need to utilize her a lot more instead of doing things by myself. Preparation is so important. The more time you spend preparing for things, the better, and often the less fear, the less anxiety you'll have around it, because you know that you put in the effort and the work beforehand to prepare for those moments that arise. Continue to love all. Even those that try to hurt you, this is the most important spiritual quality of all. So really expanding my consciousness, my capacity to love human beings and judging them less. That's always an important lesson that I've learned every year. And invest more into quality friendships, those that you truly value, and make them a part of your family. I also wrote down, it's so easy to underestimate what we're truly capable. We're always capable of so much more. So often, we think, we set our goals based on what we believe we're capable of, but we're capable of so much more than what we think and what we know. And oftentimes it's not till you're tested with challenges or adversity that you really discover that. You discover who you really are and what you're capable of. So just reminding myself of the strength that I have, and just my ability, my capacity to be able to achieve and create and share and love and give. Also learned more than ever last year just how important meditation is, especially if you're an entrepreneur. Because as entrepreneurs, we have so much going on, so many things pulling us in different directions, so many thoughts, and we might often have a very active and busy brain. And meditation is the ritual that calms it all down, that makes you more present, more focused. So meditation has been essential, I think, for any entrepreneur out there, but it's been a life-changing thing for me. And last thing I'll share with you guys, a lesson learned, is just spending less time on the computer. For me, I do my work in front of the computer. We have technology and phones and all this, but man, life is really lived outside of the computer. Life is lived connecting with people in real life, person to person, face to face, rather than just texting them or sending them a message on Facebook or whatever it is. So I want to make sure that I use technology, but technology doesn't use me. And I use it to enhance my life, to be able to share and give, but I really want to spend more time just in nature, with friends, with family, experiencing life more, not just behind the computer all day, but just actually getting out there a lot more. I think that's an important lesson that can really serve me moving forward as well. All right, guys, so that's a lot of the successes, the wins, accomplishments, magic moments, challenges, failures, struggles, as well as the lessons learned. Happy to share that with you guys. Hopefully you guys got some benefit and value from that. And I just want to remind you guys what I said at the beginning of this is just how important this process is, to take that time before you move ahead to 2018, to take that time to reflect and debrief the previous year. Extract all the good. There is good. No matter how challenging your year might have been, there is good. You just got to look for it and you got to fill yourself up with that. And then looking at those challenges, the awareness is important. If you don't have the awareness to look at the challenges you might have been facing, then you're just going to repeat the same mistakes moving forward. So I want to really encourage you guys to do that. I'm able to see you guys here in the live chat on YouTube and Facebook, so I'm happy to answer questions that you guys have. Just going to take a sip here. Oh, excuse me. Okay, Q&A. Questions? How much time do you spend on deep work? That's a question from Johannes. I'm not sure what you mean by deep work, but I assume what you mean by that is just deep work on yourself, self-development. I spend a lot of time. In fact, 2017, I spent about 1 month out of the entire year, so 1 month out of 12 months, inside a seminar room. So me learning, going to seminars, events, and immersing myself in that. And I can't think of a much better way to spend my life or spend my time than to do that deep work on yourself, to discover more of who you are, grow, become more in every aspect of your life. So I spend quite a bit of time doing that, as well as I consider, aspects of my morning ritual to be a deep work, where I'm really going deep into my belief systems and who I want to be and the visions that I have and experiencing the emotions that I want to experience and conditioning myself. So I would say almost every day I do some form of deep work or self-development, if you want to call it that as well. Yeah, it's been, it's definitely an important thing. I think that's important to do. Someone asked about books recommended. So if you go to projectlifemastery.com to the blog post that accompanies along with this video, then you'll see the books that I read throughout the year. But the books I would share with you and recommend, it really depends on where you're at. What do you want to accomplish? What do you want to achieve? What are you really looking for? Which area of life? I could share with you some books that made a difference for me, but they might not make a difference for you. So for example, if you want some business books, some ones that I recently read were Top Grading and Who, and the book Scaling Up by Verne Harnish. But if you're just starting a business, those books are probably way over your head, because those are books more designed if you already have a senior team, management team in your business, and you want to scale that up. So, those are things that were life-changing for me this last year, those books. But I don't know if it necessarily will benefit you. It depends on where you're at with your business or what you might be trying to accomplish. Some books, though, were the Heart Math Solution. That was a great book that I read that I really enjoyed getting deeper into, as well as Spiral Dynamics, going deeper with that and studying that work. Tony Robbins had a great book called Unshakable that's on money and investing. That's a great book. Let me see actually what else I had that I read last year. Another great book I'm really enjoying is called The 100. It's a ranking of the 100 most influential people throughout history. So I'm still reading that book because it's pretty big and long, but that's been a great book that I've also been reading. Someone says, what should I do to be a millionaire? To be a millionaire, and you want to make $1 million, add over $1 million worth of value in the world. So in order to make that, you got to think about, okay, the money that is just a result of the value that I add. So what value can you create or add to the world so that you're worthy and deserving of receiving $1 million? So don't just focus on the money. You got to focus on the value that you can create and add, because that's what you're going to get paid for. So maybe that's a product, maybe that's a service, maybe it's starting a business, an online business. Maybe it's learning investing and you're adding value to other companies by investing in those companies, and you can get paid back on a return on that investment if the company grows. So you've got to become a master at adding value if you want to make that $1 million. And it's only once you've done that that you'll be rewarded with becoming a millionaire. Mike O'Brien says, any Shopify tips for selling t-shirts and merchandise? Mike, you got to build a brand. You got to build a brand online. You got to create content to build a positive relationship with people and add value to them. And in doing so, people are going to come to your store. They're going to want to buy the shirts or whatever merchandise that you have available. Gabriel says, hey, Stefan, is there a chance that at some point you'll decide to allocate part of your time and wealth to a physical business, maybe replacing an online one like Amazon, tackling other problems? You know, Gabriel, of course, there's a chance of that, you know, but I wouldn't start the business myself. I would be an investor. That's the benefit you have. Once you've, you know, in order to make money, you're going to oftentimes focus on a certain area that you're going to master. And for me, that's the online world. I've mastered the online world. There's certain skills that I have there. And when you have those skills, oftentimes you don't want to, you know, venture off into different things that aren't your strength. That's when a lot of businesses, they get in trouble, is they think they're invincible, different entrepreneurs, and they start getting into different areas that isn't really their expertise. So I know I want to go deep and develop my strengths in a few core areas that I'll continue with. But the money that I make, the great thing about that is I can use that money to invest in other people that have other strengths that I don't have. So maybe, for example, if it's like a juice bar or something like that, I can be an investor in that. I don't want to create it. I don't want to manage it. I don't want to run it. I just want to invest in it, and I can offer my expertise and be an advisor for that business, for that physical business, and share different input or different ideas and strategies. That's oftentimes what you'll see on Shark Tank, you know, or Dragon's Den, these TV shows like that, is they have their areas of expertise they're really skilled and good at, and then they invest in businesses. They don't want to create the business or run it themselves. They just want to be the investor and the advisor. And that's the role that oftentimes you'll take more of once you create more wealth, is leveraging your expertise in those different ways. Someone says, Stefan, you're a machine. How do you not get overwhelmed with all that you do and track? You know, well, first I'll say that I didn't start this way. I built up over many years. I've been doing self-development now since I was 17 years old, like 13, 14 years now. And I've been setting goals and achieving goals. And what happens is you get better at that over time. You increase your capacity to be able to take on more. And so year after year, I'm able to set more goals and achieve more goals. And I'm able to work smarter. I'm able to leverage myself a lot more and use my money to hire a personal assistant, to build a team of people that can support my business and do a lot of things for me. You know, I'm able to hire personal trainers. I'm able to get better and faster results than what most people can because of just the growth that I've experienced, but also being in a position financially that I'm able to accelerate that growth. That's what money can provide for you. Money can allow you to improve your health, to invest in the best supplements, the best technologies. It can allow you to improve your relationship just by having more time to spend with your partner, or be able to travel more with them, or not be as stressed about money or stressed about work. You know, it can provide freedom for yourself to then use that time. That money can help buy time because you can hire people to do things that you don't want to do, so that you can focus on things that you do want to do that are going to bring you the biggest and the greatest returns. So I've been able to achieve as much as I do and not go overwhelmed because I've just slowly grown my capacity and I leverage my resources so that I can achieve a lot more. David says, if you want to follow in your path, which of your courses is a good one to start with, Stefan? So I assume, you know, with my path, I've had many different things that have led me to where I'm at today, but I assume if you want to be doing something like what I'm doing now, which is with Project Life Mastery and influencing people, a YouTuber, creating content, social media, etc., and building that brand, the course that would teach you that is my Affiliate Marketing Mastery course, because Affiliate Marketing Mastery will teach you everything that I do to create content, to reach you guys, to build a list, to build an audience, and then how to monetize that with affiliate marketing, or you can go off and create your own products, your own services if you want as well. But Affiliate Marketing Mastery is the most consistent program teaching exactly what I do right now in my businesses. How did you get rid of your mercury and other heavy metals? Chelation? Yes, I do. I've been chelating now for the last, I don't know, 6 months or so, I did a YouTube video and a blog post on how to get rid of mercury and lead that shares the process that I've been going through. There's a good book I can recommend that's in that article and in that video. And there's a whole community and whatnot if you want to get deeper into that too. So just search on the blog for mercury detox or mercury or lead, and you'll find the blog post and the video that will go deeper into that. Okay, so I'll take a few more questions. Oh, and by the way, if you are looking for, because I see a few questions just around online business, if you haven't yet gone through the quiz that I created, so I have a quiz. If you go to projectlifemastery.com/quiz, go there and there'll be a short quiz and it'll help you decide which online business model is right for you. And it's going to be right for you based on your goals, what your values are. It's a quiz that might take you maybe 3 minutes or so, but whether if you're considering Amazon or publishing or affiliate marketing or creating your own courses and products, that quiz will help you out. So go to projectlifemastery.com/quiz, and that can help kind of set you off on the right path. Because whether you do, let's say like Key Money Mastery versus Affiliate Marketing Mastery, yeah, there's certain ways of making money online that are faster, certain ways that are easier than one another, but that might not mean it's the best one for you. So it really depends on your goals, because maybe one person might want to just make as much money quickly, they don't have as much money to invest, and they just want to be more behind the scenes. Another person wants to make a big difference, they want to build a business around their passion, they want to, they have the money to invest or they have more time on their side. So that's why it depends. It's hard to say that, I can't just say do publishing or do Amazon. It's going to be based on the quiz and just kind of helping you decide based on whatever answers that you put in, the best business model for you. Pratik says, hey Stefan, I'm 21 and I feel like getting into a relationship at this age would take away my focus from concentrating on things that are more important. Is this the right way to think? Well, Pratik, I'd actually say that a relationship is going to help you grow more than almost anything else that you can do in your life, because by being in a relationship, you have to be vulnerable, you have to be, selfless and give unconditionally to your partner, you have to be able to meet their needs, you have to be able to create the passion. There's going to be insecurities that come up for you, fears, things like that will come up that you're going to have to grow so much. And I actually believe one of the most important decisions you're ever going to make in your life is who you spend your life with. And gaining that experience at 21 years old is worthwhile. I can't think of what much more important than having a great quality relationship and spending your life with someone that you love and they love you and have that passion. That's one of the greatest gifts of my life is my relationship. So relationships, business isn't going to be more important than that. Business is going to help you make more money and create more freedom for yourself. But the highest of high that you experience in business, even if you make $1 million, that high is not going to compare to the highest of high you feel in your relationship, of just being intimate and loving someone and having that passion. That fills me up way more than making $1 million does. So for me, relationships was the area of life that I decided to really focus on back when I was 17, 18 years old. I didn't care about money or success at that point. I just wanted to have a girlfriend. I wanted to have friends. I wanted to learn how to meet people. I wanted to improve my confidence, my communication skills. And those skills have translated to other aspects of my life as well. So I think it's worthwhile. I think that you should you should get into a relationship if it's the right fit for you, of course. You don't want to force that. But be open to relationships. I think it's such an important aspect of life. So I'll do 1 or 2 more questions, guys, and then I got to go. So again, David, what course should we start if you have zero knowledge of the online business world? Fill out the quiz. Go to projectlifemastery.com/quiz. You can get into almost any online business model if you have the right training, the right course. And that's what I always recommend, is invest in the right training and course that can guide you, because otherwise you're going to get lost, you're going to make mistakes, you're going to increase your chances of failure. So find the course, and courses are designed for someone that doesn't know anything, from starting from scratch to be able to create a certain result and achieve success. How can you grow if you're faced with something that's difficult in your life that you feel you can't do anything? Well, that's how you grow. You grow by learning how to deal with those situations in your life and come out on top, to overcome it. Self-development, guys, isn't you just reading a book or going to a seminar. That's safe self-development. For my opinion, you're going to grow so much more by going through challenges and stepping into your outside your comfort zone and dealing with adversity and failure. That's self-development. It's like people think, oh, well, I'm improving myself. I'm just going to read books and just kind of sit there on my couch and watch YouTube videos or something like that. And they think that is self-development. That self-development of what you read in those books and what you watch in these videos are to help prepare yourself for those challenges and the adversity that's yet to come. So that when those challenges come, you're prepared for it. You know how to deal with it. You know how to grow past it. You know how to overcome it. So welcome that. Welcome the challenge, the adversity. You should intentionally be making your life a little bit uncomfortable, creating a little bit of stress, creating a little bit of that anxiety. The stress and the anxiety is a sign of growth. If everything is just good all the time, then you're not really growing. You're just always in your comfort zone, which is your danger zone. When things are uncomfortable and you go and you book a marathon that you don't think you can do, and it's uncomfortable, it's stressful, it gives you anxiety, that's how you grow, because when you do it, or in the process to it, that's how you're going to become more. You're afraid of public speaking? Do that. Face your fears. On the other side of that fear is the person that you want to be. So welcome that. It's all your perception, your mindset around that, What do you do when you feel burned out? I rest. I relax. I take a break. I listen to myself. I meditate. I go out in nature. I spend time with friends and family. I fill myself up so that I can be in a position where I can get right back on track. All right, my friends, we are going to wrap it up. I wish I could be here all day with you, but unfortunately I got to go. Hopefully you guys are doing awesome. I'm going to share with you guys pretty soon on my YouTube channel my goals for 2018. So I'll do a separate video that will go deeper into that. But again, the message here today is make sure you debrief your previous year, acknowledge, reflect on all the wins, all the successes, all the good, because there is good if you look for it. Look at the challenges, the failures, and learn from that. What did you learn? That's the most important thing that you can then take with you moving ahead into 2018. If you guys want to know more about my goal setting process and set up 2018, then check out the video training that we did inside the Life Mastery Accelerator. Those are links. Again, everything I've mentioned here is below in the description. If you want more details of everything that I've talked about today, there's a blog post called My 2017 Year in Review. That's at projectlifemastery.com. But I love you guys. God bless you. Make sure that you continue to believe, commit your life to mastery, and I look forward to serving you guys a lot more in 2018 and beyond. God bless. Take care.